Hello, I am Ninja Does. I. What the hell? Wow, that was a big ass bee. Anyways, I am Ninja Does. I am so glad you stopped by. Now just sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Really? Again? Mobile and portable gaming is something of an enigma. It was an eventual, inevitable progression that has paid off for developers and publishers. It has led to more and more people like this. With anything in the business world, its evolution has always gravitated toward increasing revenues. They constantly push the boundaries as to what will be acceptable by the player base, as well as what they can get away with legally. It's like when Eutechnics tried to push this game onto us. Yeah, it was legal, but somebody needs to be punished for this. Thankfully, they shut down, so we don't have to get any more gems like that game. There are some distinct differences when it comes to how games will play on a mobile device versus console or computers. The die-hard PC or console gamer will definitely voice their opinion when it comes to mobile devices crossing the line when it comes to encroaching on their territory. But it doesn't seem to be the same way the other way around. I would like to elaborate on these topics as well as others when it comes to mobile gaming. Some interesting things about mobile gaming. 63% of mobile gamers are female. 78% of downloaded gamers are casual gamers. More than 50% of mobile gamers play while they're on the can. Also, more than 50% are older than 34. And my favorite, mobile gaming can stop you from forgetting things. Yes, if anybody's nagging you about rotting your brain away with video games, you can tell them it keeps your mind sharp because your brain is getting tested on a constant basis. So what was my other point? Oh yeah, finally, mobile gaming takes up a lot of our spare time, in which most mobile gamers play at least 8 hours or more a week. I have tried mobile gaming on my phone and it has been hit and miss. Yeah, you're real funny. I have mainly tried the free-to-play games, but there will always be a pay mechanic that is peeking around the corner. With any free-to-play game, they try to hook you in and then kick in the grind, so where you have to pay to continue. Until you pay, you will continually have your butt kicked because the progression of your character is too slow. It's like being behind somebody at a light. They take off really fast and then go 10 miles under the speed limit. All of the other cars that were behind you at first are now passing you up. You won't be able to change lanes or go faster until you pay a fee. Okay, fine. Here's my money. Now can I pass? I like the racing games that use motion controls, but I have never had the patience to deal with the ports from consoles of first-person shooters. Speaking of ports, there seems to be no problems for mobile gamers when it comes to a port from a PC or console of a popular game. But the other way around gets a lot of pushback. Mainly because a lot of games made on phones are just that, made for phones. Phone games getting ported over to PCs or consoles and trying to charge the same price. It's like me asking Scarlett Johansson out on a date. Yeah, it took a lot of courage to do it, but I'm going to get rejected. I basically have a 1 in a million chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
When a game gets ported over to a phone, yeah, It's not the same control-wise, and it takes some getting used to. But the gameplay is pretty much the same. When a phone app gets ported over to a PC or console, it's painfully obvious without even knowing it was ported over from a phone. A funny thing about phone ports is some games aren't phone ports. The game gets described in a review that it feels like a phone port. Describing a game in this way is like telling somebody that having sex with them is just fine or you're okay. That gives you an idea of how much PC and console gamers feel about phone ports encroaching on their territory. One of the main reasons for a developer to take this route, whether it be a phone port or a game that feels like a phone port, is its simplicity in developing the game. They usually cost a lot less than a regular PC game or a console game because they know they won't be able to compete. Some PC games or console games have found more success or have been revitalized when they have been ported over to phones. In business, you will always have a ton of people jumping onto the bandwagon once they see somebody making a lot of revenue in an untapped market. Gaming publishers are no exception. They will find any way that they can in order to increase revenue. Porting over to phones popular games is an easy way to do this. A few games in particular are PUBG Mobile and Call of Duty Warzone. They have made a ton of revenue using this method. PUBG has made over $10 billion and Warzone has made over $30 freaking billion, including this method. The problem is, they take what they have learned from this platform and transitioned this model over to PCs and console gaming. Like the game Evolved, or what I like to call Leg Day, yeah, it's okay for a free-to-play game, uses these same paid mechanics, but some went so far as to try this method on games that are paid for. This is like paying to get your car washed and then getting asked to help wash the car. You can't have it both ways. Unfortunately, there aren't a whole lot of examples where a publisher changes their ways when they get pushback from the gamers. The only few times is when a publisher messes up really bad. A few examples are No Man's Sky and Cyberpunk. Other than that, as long as the publisher is raking in money, they're not going to change anything. Now they might make a few tweaks here and there if the pushback has some weight to it, but most of the time, the publishers couldn't care less. Yeah, I heard some of the gamers are not happy with the pay model we use. Are we making a profit? Then what's the problem? Look, there are always going to be a few whiners in the bunch. I mean, we gave the game to them for free. And you know how much I hate using that word. Just do what you gotta do to make it happen. I gotta go. I have to take my helicopter to go pick up a new Ferrari or Lamborghini. I don't remember what I bought. Talk to you later, Skip. Oh, sorry, Steve. Now, there are some markets that have taken off when it comes to mobile gaming. Some of these countries are China, Japan, and South Korea, to name a few. It's weird how when developing a business model, there are always going to be some type of negative or positive unforeseen situation happening. No matter what planning goes into a project, having to adjust to unforeseen situations are almost inevitable. A good example I will use has to do with a recent movie. I'm talking about the recent Barbie movie, where there's a scene that shows a body of water contested by China and Vietnam. Both Vietnam and China banned the movie because of this. It's in a scene that lasts around 2 to 3 seconds. Oh, hell no. I just read it on the internet. A few examples of some games that have been banned because of some type of controversy are Pokemon Go for failing to get permission in Iran, and with no surprise, the entire Grand Theft Auto series in Thailand, Malaysia, and Japan for a bunch of different reasons. One of the things about me is I'm always going to be a PC or console gamer. Anytime I play a mobile game, it's always going to be one of those time wasters, like some type of Tetris or Breakout iteration. Basically, if I'm waiting in a lobby somewhere, whatever it takes me to not have to make any eye contact with anybody weird until my name or number is called. That reminds me That's something my mom used to tell me. There's always one weird person on every bus, but I never see them. No matter what we say, mobile gaming is here to stay. Eventually, there's probably going to be some type of easier way to mobile game that won't involve us having to use our phone. If there is money to be made, there's going to be somebody trying to come up with a way to make phone gaming obsolete, or at least make their way a more preferred method. Now, I would like to hear about your experience or your opinion on mobile gaming. I thank you for stopping by, and take care.